This tutorial will walk you through how to set up a contract and add assets. Most contracts will be created by converting a quote into a contract once it has been approved by a client. But there are circumstances where you might want to create a contract from scratch, such as when you want to get existing contracts into the system. Before you create a contract, you'll want to make sure you have created a company, added a contact to that company, which will be added to the contract, and added company locations of where assets will be housed. You will also need to set up asset types, OEMs, products, support partners, and support levels before you can add assets to a quote. If you've not done so already, make sure you go back and review those videos and follow those steps before creating a contract. To set up a contract, you're going to want to go to the top navigation, go to Sales, Contracts. Then you're going to want to click the Add Contract button. And now we're going to use all of this information we've set up in the system. So you already have created your company, so you'll just want to choose a company from the contract list. The contract number is set, so you won't have to change anything there. For contract type, we're going to go with support contract here. So for contract information, we just want to choose the person to associate with this contract. So for contract status, we'll walk through the different statuses because that can impact what we can do with a contract at which point. So when a contract is in draft status, the contract has not been approved by the customer. Any changes to basic contract information, such as coverage dates, for example, can be edited only in draft status. So if you need to change something in a pending contract, you'll need to set the status as draft and then make the changes, and then you can put it back to its pending state. A contract is not visible in the customer portal when it is in draft state. Pending means the contract is signed by the customer, but the start date is later than today. So this contract is just waiting to become an active contract. Active status means that the contract is not only approved, but is also within the time frame of the contract coverage dates. Expired means that the contract is over. So in this case, draft makes sense because we are still building the contract out. Next, we're going to choose a billing location. So again, this was something that you would have set up earlier. And then we're going to add our contract coverage dates. So I will choose April 1st, and we'll just have it be a month long here. You'll see on the right that there's a sales rep attached. So this sales rep would be tied to the company. If there was more than one sales rep, then you can kind of pick and choose, maybe have it be 50-50, but we'll just leave it this one how it is. Under attachments, you're going to be required to attach the legal agreement that has been signed to have it on record. This document needs to be attached before a contract can be set to active. So I'll go ahead and choose my document here. Next, we're going to add assets to our contract. So if I click the Add Asset button, there's different ways here you can add assets. So if you've created some in the system already, you can go ahead and bring them into this contract. You can also mass import them from an Excel document, or you can manually create them. So that's what we'll go over today. Just know that we'll have another video for bulk uploads as well. So the first thing we want to do is choose the product. So again, these are products that have been created in your system already. We're going to want to add a serial number. And then you might want to give it a name. We can add an owner and a location. And if you have a specific configuration for an asset, you can indicate it in this field. You will be given an option on whether to include this configuration in a contract document or not. So I'll just put example configuration. And then you can choose between lease and purchase. You can add a cost and a purchase date if you'd like, and then we just hit save. Now on this screen, you're going to be asked to add some additional information. So the location we already selected. The coverage date is going to be pulled from this top date over here, but you can change that if needed. Support level, so you're always going to want to indicate a level of support. Again, this would be created in the system previously. So we'll do 24/7 by next business day. You need to choose a support partner. So in this case, we'll just choose Rocket. And then you're going to choose a cost and add a sales price. Now I can go and continue to add assets, but we'll just keep this one. Lastly, you can indicate if you want line item pricing, total support price, and detailed configuration for each asset by clicking the appropriate checkbox. When you're done, you just want to click Save. We have now successfully created a contract from scratch in the system.